Sugahbee, thanks for tapping into today's message. I've been using the cards for myself to learn how to heal or work past through certain circumstances and issues. And I had developed something some time ago in learning how to look at the images and see the intuition, see where a blockage was in my own subconscious, and then to break free from that. Well, I've been applying that and it seems to work really well. And I use this technique with the women in my community called the Sugahbee community, and we're having wonderful results. So anyways, I have the reading for today and you can apply it. And here's the beautiful part. It doesn't have to be something from yesterday or tomorrow in the future. It's something that's pertinent to you right now that might be happening in your life that you need to adjust so that you can have or feel better about the situation, circumstances, and the outcomes. So I use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck for this week. I have so many different decks and different styles, but it's always wonderful to go back to the original because this is where a lot of us have learned how to read tarot. So anyways, the first card that I pulled is the Death card. So I'm going to show you the cards first and then I'll go into explanation. The second card that I pulled is the Strength card. I love this card. This is my absolute favorite card in the whole entire deck. Okay, and the third card is the Eight of Swords. And the transformation card is the Five of Wands. Wow. So there's a lot going on right there, right? Okay, so the Death card, we're talking about change. I made some notes here as well. So we're looking at making a change in our life, our circumstances. It could be the people in our life or the situation, right? So it's about making a change. So think about something in your life that you know that there's definitely a change needs to be made in order for you to get to the next level or obtain a goal, right? The next card is the Strength card. So this is your power card. So this card is to remind you that even if you feel defeated, that there's an inner strength in you that you can definitely call upon so that you can make the changes necessary. Now that Death card, sometimes we look at that and we go, oh my gosh, that's such an ominous card. But really it isn't. It's really about transformation and allowing yourself to process through that, even if it doesn't feel good at the moment. Now the Eight of Swords, what I wrote here was that we need to refrain from negative thoughts. Sometimes our thoughts can run away like a freight train and then cause just more and more damage because those thoughts have energy. So we would really need to watch what we're thinking. And if you notice, she's bound and her eyes are closed. So it's not like she can watch from the outside, but she's got to watch from the inside, right? And then if you notice, there's a little water on the ground. So this would be to eliminate being emotional. It's less is the best, being very logical in what you are thinking instead of being emotional. But there's got to be some balance right there. And then here's your transformation card. This is the 5, and I wrote here that you need to move, or any of us needs to move aggressively to make changes. Literally slay any so-called demon or insecurity. And so we wonder, okay, so you get the reading, you hear this, but like, what does that mean? And then how do we make these things happen? Well, one of the things I learned in using cards and the images is to also have language to help me to break down any of the barriers or the blockages that I might feel in regards to these things, right? Like when we think about death and making a change, we know what we need to make a change, but it may not be easy. And so it might make you feel a certain way inside. Like when I think about that, my jaws would get tight and I would rate it from 0 to 10, 10 being the worst. I would say, okay, it's probably about a 5 when I think about making a change. But when I think about making, having inner strength, like this card suggests, then that really gives me some hope. But now I might have a little bit of anxiety, like, okay, so I've got to reach inside myself to be strong for a particular circumstance or issue that might come up. And then when I think about the Eight of Swords, that's overthinking. And so I've got to think about, oh man, I'm overthinking some things. Like I don't need to put that much energy in it, even if it is important. But I need to also be quick about making those changes, because the longer that I keep overthinking things, that I'm going to find myself feeling defeated and not being able to make the change. So one of the things that I do is I identify the issue. So in this case, let's just say the issue, what I see with this cards is that your progress may seem slow. That's what these cards indicate, that you may feel that your progress is slow. Like you want to make the change, you have the inner strength, but man, your thoughts just keep you stuck. Right? Okay. So how do you make the change without feeling like you're fighting yourself? Right? So I begin to use or employ words that actually help diffuse that feeling. And if you've been with me on previous broadcasts, you'll see what I'm referring to. I use the word not. It's something that I learned, and it's called the Grand technique, where you're using or employing certain words to actually shut down that fight or flight, that emotional blockage in you. So when I think about progress seems slow, these are some of the expressions that I find. So you might find yourself resonating with these expressions, and if you do, say them along with me, and say them exactly how I'm saying them, so that you can see the difference and how you might feel as that anxious feeling starts to dissipate. So the first one I was thinking is that you are overthinking. So I would want to cancel that. Not you're overthinking. And then the second one is I feel deflated. So then I want to cancel that. I feel not deflated. The third one is no one is listening to me. So I want to cancel that feeling. No one is not listening to me. The next feeling that I have is people take my kindness for weakness. Have you ever felt like that? Right, so I'm going to cancel that out. People take my not kindness for weakness. Notice how I insert that not, and it starts to break down that feeling, so that the anxiousness or the anxiety starts to literally quell. The last one that I wrote is I am unsure of my next move. Have you felt that before, where you're wondering, okay, so I know that I need to make some changes, but I don't know what to do next, right? So then that gives a certain amount of anxiety. So we want to cancel that negative emotional feeling in the body. I am not unsure of my next move. So I would say these a couple of times, and if there was something else that you felt, you could say it yourself. However, make sure you include the word not in there. So I'm going to say these again. Please repeat after me. Not, you are overthinking. Not, you are overthinking. I feel not deflated. I feel not deflated. No one is not listening to me. No one is not listening to me. People take my not kindness for weakness. People take my not kindness for weakness. I am not unsure of my next move. I am not unsure of my next move. So then you would take your deep breath, your clearing breath. And then check in with yourself. See how much of that you feel in your body from 0 to whatever it was. Mine was a 5. I felt like a little bit of tension. And then now I don't feel anything at all. Like I don't feel any emotional trigger in my body or in my jaws where I was feeling it before. So wherever it is in your body, check in. See where it's at. Maybe it was at a 10. Maybe it was just at a 5. And now it's neutral. It's nothing. Okay, so then we want to add positive statements. So this is what I call my positations. It is, your ideas are good. You regain your confidence easily. Your words are valuable to others. And your path is more clear, and you are making progress in your choices. So that is the reading for today. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow to share a little bit more and to tap into something that we might need to clear out of the way so that we can make progress. Blessed be, and I'll see you again. I say.